Hindi na bitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now!
General All-Purpose Epoxy, palabahan sa kahit anong dikitan.
Sa ABC sigurado ka, sa dikitan di ka papalya. Sa ABC sigurado ka, pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Itong part na to.
Okay po.
Swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, subukan mo sa
Playtime! Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun, ha? Swerte sa akin ng Playtime. You're welcome!
General All-Purpose Epoxy, palabahan sa kahit anong dikitan.
Di abot ang data!
GG bro!
Don't worry! Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi bitin with 10 gig data to power your games plus only Facebook or only TikTok. Load now!
Happy anniversary at TNT! Pangmalawakang coverage. With free data, calls, and texts. At sulit na rewards. My future.
Right? What's the plan?
I have a plan. The new Smart Junior Plan. Made for me. For only learning, only experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
Enjoy high-speed internet with one of Smart's best ever promos. Whether you need big data on a budget or worry-free Unli internet. Get these Smart Wi-Fi promos today.
Hindi aabot ang data! Nice!
Don't worry! Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi na bitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now!
Hindi aabot ang data! Nice!
Don't worry! Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi na bitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now!
Hindi umuulan!
Di mo tayo makakabenta!
Yes!
Don't worry! Be only with Smart's Power All 99. Hindi bitin ang benta with only TikTok or Facebook plus 10 gig data and more. Load now!
Itong part na to.
si Vic Soto na ata ang pinakaswerteng tao sa Pilipinas. Kahit hindi niya alam, kahit hindi niya sinasadya. Swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, subukan mo sa
Playtime! Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Over 2,500 games para maraming chances manalo. Swerte sa akin ng Playtime. You're welcome! Playtime! Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun, ha? Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Over 2,500 games para maraming chances manalo.
Hindi umuulan!
Di mo tayo makakabenta!
Yes!
Don't worry! Be only with Smart's Power All 99. Hindi bitin ang benta with only TikTok or Facebook plus 10 gig data and more. Load now!
swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, Subukan mo sa
Playtime. Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Swerte sa akin ang Playtime. You're welcome.
Hindi aabot ang data! Nice!
Don't worry! Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook.
Hindi aabot ang data! Nice!
Don't worry! Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now!
Inside the Playtime Filoil Center, it's the EAC General's turn together going up against the Colegio de San Juan de Letran Knights in our second game for our triple header. Once again, we welcome you inside the Playtime Filoil Center in San Juan. Jay de la Cruz together with May Reyes from courtside, and finally joining us for the very first time, Camille Clarin. Thank you for being here.
I'm so excited to finally be on the sideline this time.
Oh, just a different world for you, diba? Still
Yeah.
basketball, just a different thing to do, right?
Still basketball.
Lalo na dito sa laban na to na masasaksiyan na. We're about to witness top 2 teams so far in this tournament. We're going to have a battle, and it's pretty tough for 2 teams that will get tested early on in the tournament.
Yeah, I think virtually they're matched in terms of statistics, but it's good to see 2 teams who are going to battle it out for that top spot.
Well, especially when we see the team standings, where these 2 teams are. EAC undefeated. San Juan de Letran coming off a loss. Later on, we'll talk about that loss of Letran. But EAC, if you're coming in undefeated, is pressure about to settle in here, CC?
I think it's still early in the tournament, but definitely there's pressure to hold that top spot, especially if you know the only 4 teams are going to advance, right?
That is correct. Again, top 4 teams, like what CC mentioned earlier, top 4 teams will advance to the crossover quarterfinals. They'll be facing off the top 4 UAAP teams come the tournament playoffs. Let's talk about first the EAC Generals in their previous game. It was a quite a tough game against LPO. Quite easy victory, perhaps, but the context is it was a close game down that first 2 quarters.
It was in that third quarter that they really pulled away. I think the stat line that really pops up to me is the rebounds. Plus 18 for EAC. I think that definitely spoke to getting second chance points, getting them back in the game.
But look at that spread scoring, especially from the bench points. If you have that bench scoring 38 points, my goodness.
Yeah, there's not a lot you can do if you're LPU, if the bench is scoring 38. I think you definitely need to limit their production and focus on maybe just getting the starters as more involved.
Especially that EAC coming off a 12-point deficit in that game against LPO, and it was led by that guy coming off the bench.
16 and 10, I think that's a very solid stat line, and to do that off the bench is also credits to him.
Yep, Wilmar of Tana, 16 points, just way past his average, and actually ending up with a double-double in that previous game. Also credit to the other bigs of EAC like Jello Loristo, who had 13 points. You have Jacob Shanoda, who just scored 3 points, but if you grab 7 rebounds in a game, that's a huge deal.
Yeah, that's another possession essentially. And I think that rebounds are a very underrated skill that a lot of people have to get that board, to be willing to be in the paint and battle it out.
That is correct. Now, let's talk about the Letran Knights. Let's dissect how the reasons they dropped that game against the Cardinals. The Cardinals won that one by 8, 69-61. But look, 30 attempts from the 3-point area. Must be a lot of number.
Yeah, that's a lot of attempts, especially for the efficiency that they're shooting at. I think they need to work on capitalizing on the inside points, like what Mapua was able to do against them.
Look, but they have that points of turnovers that they can bank on.
Yeah, I
Right?
think that's definitely their specialty, the pressure ball and being able to convert off of their turnovers, the
Again-
other team's turnovers.
Again, 69-61, a victory for the Cardinals, essentially tying them in the team stands with 2-1. You were talking about this guy before we go on the air, Jun Roque. You like the game of this guy, right?
Yeah, it's super efficient. I think I like someone who can have a mid-range game. I think that's something we don't see as often here in the collegiate leagues. So I think he was very efficient for 15 points off the bench especially.
Matter of 24 minutes. Again, you notice that when your teammates come off the bench and produce that kind of numbers, it's a huge relief for starters like you.
For sure, because you feel the need to give them that space. They can also execute. I think you don't have to put so much pressure on yourself to also hold as much weight as a starter.
That is correct. And so, also giving a coach a lot of luxury to build in players like these guys on our screens on our pusopi.com key matchup. Joshua Tolentino, huge numbers, but you like the toughness of Jimboy Estrada. My goodness, if you see him play.
Yes, I'm excited.
My goodness, you see that 11.5 points per game is just like nothing for that guy Jimboy Estrada. And that's something that we should expect in this matchup. Boy, Camille Clarin, I'm so excited.
I'm so excited
to have this conversation with you while Letran and EAC have this matchup. Jump ball when we return.
Sa ABC sigurado ka, sa di kita di ka papalya. Sa ABC sigurado ka, pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Itong part na to.
Si Vic Soto na ata ang pinakaswerteng tao sa Pilipinas. Kahit hindi niya alam, kahit hindi niya sinasadya. Swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, subukan mo sa
PlayTime. Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Over 2,500 games para maraming chances manalo. Swerte sa akin ang PlayTime. You're welcome.
Hindi aabot ang data! Nice!
Don't worry! Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now!
Good afternoon and welcome to the Filoil EcoOil Center here in San Juan City. This is the Filoil EcoOil Preseason Cup. The second game of today's triple header is the Emilio Aguinaldo College Generals versus the Colegio de San Juan de Letran Knights. Let us now meet the starters. First, for the EAC Generals. At guard number 8, EJ Castillo. The other guard number 88, Kyle Ochavo. At forward number 81, Jude Bagay. The other forward number 91, Wilmer Oftana. And at centers number 28, Jelo Loristo. Head coach for EAC is Jerson Cabirtes. And now please meet the starters for the Colegio de San Juan de Letran Knights. At guard number 11, Peter Rosillo. The other guard number 26, Jimboy Estrada. At forward number 5, Luis Tapeño. The other forward number 34, Sonny Estil. And at centers number 23, Mark Omega. Head coach for Letran is Alan Ricardo. Introducing our officials for this ball game, our crew chief, John
Starters
Garcia.
on your screens, Mark Omega, the transferee from Perpetual Health, starting to become a regular in the starting five of Coach Alan Ricardo for EAC. Of course, when you score 16 points in your previous game, your coach will reward you with a starting position.
Yeah, it's good to see that, even though you're a transferee, you're able to get minutes right away.
Of course, Mark Omega, one of the bigs, the reliable bigs that Coach Alan Ricardo has in these guys in blue. And if you're currently seeing the lineup of Letran, this is a huge lineup for them.
Yeah.
Huge and bulky.
Yeah, especially compared to EAC, but I think it's going to be a game of running. So let's see how their bigs translate that on the court.
Jonard Garcia, Harry Santos, Lester Celeste. Boy, you have 3 international referees that's going to be calling this game, and we begin with Letran going for the offensive for the first time in this game. Oh, nice pass inside.
Yeah, I think the big men weren't necessarily ready on EAC for that screen down low.
Now, if you're a team playing your 4th game in the tournament, for sure, there's that factor that you know already what to do. Talk about that chemistry, right?
Yeah, I think once you get a couple games under your belt, you're able to see more stuff than teams that don't have that much experience. You're able to communicate better on the break.
Almost on that fast
Almost
break.
on that one.
Here comes EAC on the run. Jude Bagay got rejected. How about Mark Omega starting things off offensively and defensively?
It's great to see a big man who can run the floor.
Rosillo knocks down that three-pointer. Letran off to a blazing start, even though there's just a 5-point start. But when you see that kind of explosiveness offensively and defensively, laking bagay.
Yeah, they're starting strong, and I think that's what you need in a game like this, where two teams are in need of a good win.
Again, Letran coming off a loss.
5 seconds.
Tough shot. There is Wilmar Oftana, perhaps not yet done.
I think he's just getting started.
So far, Wilmar Oftana averages after that phenomenal game against LPU, 9.7 rebounds. And if you're Wilmar Oftana, you would want to keep it that way.
Yeah, I think getting his production early in, I think that'll be a plus point for EAC.
Luis Tapeño almost had that basketball. Rosillo setting it quickly to Mark Omega. Hounded by a plethora of guys in wide. Doesn't matter.
He got the bucket through the contact.
Check out the sequence. Mark Omega first bomb. There's the help. Napayungan at lahat. Wala akong pakialam. Nandun na. He's about to flex that.
But he was like, oh, first quarter. Maybe let me take it down a notch.
But when you're pumped up like that, I mean, you just scored your first 2 points. You got that point. Get that basket off the bucket. The free throw.
Oh.
A lot of things that is going to happen in this game, for sure.
Yeah, I think Letran also needs to put an emphasis on their free throw attempts, especially if they're going to be a big presence inside. They need to convert those free.
In the meantime, EJ Castillo, first 2 points for the EAC guard. 3-point lead for the Knights. A lot of things happening already. We're just in the first 2.5.
A lot of contact we're seeing here.
A lot of contact, no whistles. Play goes on. Jimboy Estrada.
Woo. Hang time. That hang time is something else.
Again, from that, you noticed earlier that these guys are huge. For Jimboy Estrada, he's not that bulky in the previous season.
He just flies.
Yep. In the meantime, free throws brought to us by ABC Tile Adhesive. Sigurado ka dito. Jimboy Estrada currently averaging 11.5 points in 26 minutes. I'm pretty surprising that he's only averaging 26 minutes, but for prime players like that, 30 minutes minimum na
30
yan,
minutes minimum, yeah.
8 for Letran. Post action. Bag ups. There's a steal. Tough pass. Jimboy Estrada. One thing, thought he was passing it to Jonard Garcia, who is the referee.
I think you can definitely see that Letran is putting the pressure on them, forcing to make turnovers and making them uncomfortable.
Chavo, smallest guy on the floor. Nice no-look pass to Jello Loristo. You're mentioning about that chemistry, right? Ooh. The tough defense right there. No call. Perhaps that's going to be the theme of this game. 3-pointer on the way. Sania still scores. Check that. That's a long 2, though.
Oh, it's just a long 2.
But that's what you'd want to see. Big guys having that range.
Yeah,
diba?
Especially for a team like Letran doesn't necessarily shoot that well from the 3, but for their big guys to have confidence to take that shot, I think it's a good sign early on.
May shot coming from EAC. Letran on the run. Might not be the best pass on that fast break. EJ against Mark Omega of all people. Something Camille Clarin used to do.
Feels like a long time ago.
Pag nakalaban mo naman yung mga Claire Castillo, di ba yun yung mga tinitirahan mo eh. In the meantime, Rosillo short. Omega lost that basketball. Either way, it's going to be a turnover.
It's interesting to see how two teams who play super quickly, how they're going to find the patience and turning the ball over less. Because I see on both sides, the turnovers are a little bit high, especially for the first quarter.
That's the one thing that I was about to ask you, the pace of the game. This is something that you'd expect, especially in a collegiate game, right?
You want to push the ball, you want to get those advantages. I think quicker scores rather than everything coming from a set play makes the game easier.
There's EJ Castillo, got to be feeling it. But strong on that three. By the way, Aaron Buensalida and Jonathan Manalili in the ball game. Manalili trying out to be a human triple-double machine in the seniors team, actually. He was a human triple-double machine team back in the juniors. But here he is making a first appearance in this ball game. In the meantime, Jude Bagay scores. One-point lead for the Knights. Just a halfway point of the first quarter. Quite an eventful first quarter. Post-action, Buensalida will try to make matters into his own hands. Almost. Dangerous pass. And it resulted to a turnover.
The pressure is getting to them a little. I think they just need to slow it down, get the ball into the point guard's hand, and let him execute.
For sure, Coach Aris de Maunan always mentioned this. That's a huge difference between being in a hurry and being quick.
Yes. You don't want to be rushed. You want to be fast. You don't want to be in a rush.
Oh, what a play!
Oh.
Ball did not cooperate though.
Everything but the finish.
$11-10 is the count. 4:38 in the first. EAC looking for their first taste of the lead. Chavo against that tough Manalili defense, no good. Rebound Santos, who's in the game for the first time for Coach Alan Ricardo. Jimboy against a big guy. There's a mismatch somewhere.
Yeah, we saw they're big. He was trying to post it up, but maybe we're focusing guard more.
Perhaps quick recognition did not materialize. Quite a travel, but no whistle. Three on the way. Nope. And lalabas na dyan yung player instincts mo. You see your opponent shuffle his feet. Might be some issue, di ba? In the meantime, rebound of the quarter. Kuwang-kuha ni Kevin Santos. Rebound na yan natin sa atin ng Bostik El General All-Purpose Epoxy. It's okay. That will come out. We feel you.
You know, as a player who also goes against the refs a lot.
Under 4 minutes to play. June Roque, by the way, enters the ball game together with Elijah Yusi. But here's Aaron Buensalida. Double team at the post area. When was the last time we see a pure post player going on early in the first quarter, right?
Very rare to see that, especially in today's game.
Oh, what a pass! Buensalida with a finish.
That was beautiful. And I think kudos to their big men for running the floor as well.
Again,
What a pass.
that's Titing Manalili for you in the meantime. Basket and one for Jude Bagay. 1 point lead for Letran, but we gotta see that again. There's the give and go. That worked. Kevin Santos was tagged with the foul. Sigurado mamaya makikita natin yung napakagandang pasa. Behind the head.
Yeah.
Jude Bagay averaging 8.5 points, 3.5 rebounds per game. Got that free throw to go. Look at that, we're tied. And EAC
On the 3-on-2.
planted a press. Easily broken by Letran. Pero di lang naging 2 points. Nicky Conal in the game for Coach Gerson Cabiltes. Set up muna. A lot of off-ball movement from the EAC Generals. Pero nakakasabay yung Letran sa depensa.
Yeah, their big men are very active on the screens.
And that is something that you'd like, especially if you're applying man-to-man, di ba? And your opponent having that lot of activity is heeding to the call that you don't leave any man open. In the meantime, Roque for three.
know we talk about his mid-game, but I guess he's showing us that he also has range today.
16-13, Letran. Oops. Pull-up jumper, John Roque. Gusto ata mas malayo. Sinabi mo kasing may mid-range eh.
Binanggit ko kasi. Sorry. My bad, John Roque.
Ayan na.
It's very interesting though. The last two fast break possessions, Letran is always has numbers.
In the meantime, that's the play of the quarter. Brought to us by PlayTime Cares, elevating the next generation of Filipino athletes. Woo! I know what you're thinking. That's what you're going to do once you hold that basketball again.
I wish I could be fancy like that.
I think Coach Anton Altamirano will allow you to do that.
I'll ask him next time when I'm back on the floor.
Final 2 minutes of the opening period. Nico Quinal got himself open for the three, straight but short. And for the Knights, yep, they're gonna slow it down. But there's the escape. Three on the way, that's all air. Ayan na. Nabati kasi ni CC. Lumala eh. Kanina kapos lang eh. Wala nang tinamaan. There's that defense. There's that open guy. Titing Manalili made sure nobody's gonna catch him. There's an offensive foul.
See, I think EAC needs to just relax a little bit. They're very much in the game, but I think because Letran is forcing them to a lot of turnovers, they're getting a little agitated.
That's a perfect word right there, agitated. Especially, that is some, medyo mahirap yun, di ba? The starters carrying on that emotion, either calm or very high emotions when the bench players come in.
Yeah, you feed off of each other's energy. It's just the team dynamic works that way. So I think as starters, they definitely have a responsibility to set the tone early to make sure that the players who are coming in off the bench aren't coming in nervous or aren't coming in to feel like they need to show right away. They want to feel comfortable playing their game.
Especially when you have this kind of pace, it can be mistaken as just energy or nandun yung gigil. 5-point lead for the Knights. Final minute upon us. There's Joshua Tolentino now in the game for Coach Gerson Cabintes. Another turnover. That is a foul. And just a foul to give for the Generals. Issue, CC turnovers. Dumadami.
6 in the first quarter.
Not a good number.
UC's defense was very nice on that last possession. I think he was playing the right side a little, forcing his guy left, and it definitely paid off. Forced the turnover.
Dyan na papasok na Reeds.
A little bit.
23 seconds on the shot clock.
Sometime. Gwensalida back at the post. He's up against Jacob Shanoda. Heavyweight matchup in that post area, but it ended up as turnover. Here comes the Generals, Joshua Tolentino in fifth gear. Extra pass, and no good. Counter-attack by Letran. Pass was soft, but there's UC with the recovery. Yo-yo layup!
Doing a lot of highlights first quarter pa lang.
I know, right? Again, an eventful first quarter, and we're not yet done. Still one more play coming up, and EAC just cannot stop turning that ball over.
Letran is playing right to their strengths. I mean, points off of turnovers are definitely something that they're big on. And then with points off of turnovers, you can get a beautiful highlight just like that one.
Well said. 2013, final shot time. The Generals in the penalty. What wonderful things can Titing Manalili do with this basketball? Nice extra pass. No, that is
good. That one more pass was very good. Of course, he had momentum coming into that last possession, but to be able to give it up to your next best shot.
What What a way to close the first quarter. Elijah UC knocking down that three-pointer. And a lot more happened in that opening period. Mark Omega just set the tone with that power finish and that defensive stop to open the first quarter. EJ Castillo might have starting things off for the Generals, but here's this running Knights going fancy, doing a lot of highlights that just made Camille Clarin really impressed with the showing of the Letran Knights. What a fantastic start for the Knights as they went ahead by 10 at the end of the opening period.
Sa ABC sigurado ka, sa di kita di ka papalya. Sa ABC sigurado ka, pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Playtime! Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun, ha? Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Over 2,500 games para maraming chances manalo.
Back inside the PlayTime Filoil Center, there's no such thing as breaks. That's the belief of the Letran Knights, specifically Jim Boy Estrado, who said si Coach Alan hindi naman nagpapa-break. And so as highly motivated as they are to bounce back from their loss against the Mapua Cardinals, you know what Jim Boy told me, especially for Jonathan Manalili as well, who really felt regrets after being relaxed, as he say. He takes that as motivation today. And so pagiging kampante is completely out of the picture for that team this time around. And, you know, leaning more on the competition and their contributions more in this match. What do you think, Jay and CC?
Well, the thing here, May, is that CC can surely relate to Titing Manalili and to June Roque that they're prime players and you have that sorry loss. Of course, you're gonna feel really heavy. Diba? You're gonna be hard on yourself.
Yeah,
diba,
you have to be. I think as leaders and players who are on the court for a long time, you want to contribute. You want to set the tone for your team. So I'm glad that the two boys are able to bear that responsibility, and hopefully their showing today speaks to the remorse towards that loss.
Well, it produced result for the entire team. What a fantastic start for the Knights. At kung titignan mo dito as June Roque, surprisingly, again, knocking down that three-pointer. Ang tindi ng recalibration na ginawa niya sa shooting niya. But one thing alarming here, for sure, the turnovers that EAC just, ayan, dagdag pa yung turnover na yan.
Yeah, Letran, I think their bigs are also showing hard on the screens. EAC needs to focus on passing ahead.
Three-pointer of the quarter brought to us by Jangnan Hotpot. Just remember, Camille, Hotpot ba? Jangnan na.
I was just at Jangnan actually 2 days ago.
And again, you know, if you knock down those three-pointers, quite gonna be rewarding, especially for a perfect day for a Hotpot. Diba? 26-13 is the count. Nice pass to June Roque. Tried to brace for that contact, but there was no whistle. Play goes on. Here's the attack. Beautiful move coming from Jude Bagay. If anything, EAC, one of the more resilient teams in this tournament. Remember their previous game, they battled their way back from a 12-point deficit against LPU. Ang ending, sila nanalo ng 12 points. Or by 8, actually.
The 27-13 run in the third was very promising.
That is true. In the meantime, Elijah UC shot, decided to go over the backboard.
Yeah, maybe a little early in the shot clock. They could definitely work the ball around, get into their bigs. But with an 11-point lead.
Opportunity na to para yung mga set plays mo, pwede mo nang gawin eh.
Yeah.
But when your opponent's keeping on turning that ball over, might be a good time to run as well. As Manalili lost that ball, there's a steal. Just a wonderful read coming from EJ Castillo.
Yeah, patience on defense. You know his tendencies. As a shifty player, you don't want to get caught.
Perfect swipe.
That was great timing. Cookies, as we say.
In the meantime, Jimboy Estrada returns for Coach Alan Ricardo. Bench points so far, huge factor. Nobody from the EAC bench has scored in this game. In the meantime, Luis Tapeño sumasama na rin sa scoring para kay Coach Alan Ricardo.
15-0 bench points is
Ouch.
a very big distinction. And EAC is only down by 11, so the bench needs to start contributing to help them out.
Pag nakita ni Coach Pat Aquino na Coach Aris yan, sigurado masama na tingin sa bench players. No?
Ambag naman.
Oh, ayun.
Diba?
In the meantime, there's Kyle Ochavo. Just attacking that lane, getting the first foul of Mark Omega. There's these free throws. Ayan, brought to us by ABC Tile Adhesive. Sigurado ko dito. If anything, would this be a perfect time for EAC since Letran is slowing down? Si EAC naman kaya ang bilisan yung pace dito?
Put the foot on the gas. I think they should, but not in the way that they've been doing, because that's causing turnovers. I think they need to push the ball and get an advantage.
But leave the man on the other side, perhaps.
It starts with defense first.
Tapeño scores. There's a fast break on Chavo. The extra pass intended for Bagay, but apparently Bagay was way out. Nakuha tuloy na kalaban.
Yeah, I think he expected him to take that layup.
Overshooting that three-pointer was Peter Rosillo. Two guys on the floor. No whistle was blown. Boy, a lot of hand-to-hand combat going on away from play. And the referees are just letting them play.
I like that. I like when refs just let you play.
But still an 11-point margin. Knights ahead. Again, check out that off-ball movement of the Generals. There's
Good
that
pass.
extra pass. Dominguez scores.
I think Ochavo is doing a good job at breaking or beating his initial defender, because that's what's creating the advantages for them.
But Kyle Ochavo, in the meantime, is hobbling.
Yeah, he looks like he's limping a little though.
There's Estrada scoring. And emergency timeout. Since EAC got an opportunity to call a timeout, they'll try to take advantage and they will try to address whatever is hurting with Kyle Ochavo. We have this timeout.
Sa ABC sigurado ka, pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Playtime. Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun, ha? Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Over 2,500 games para maraming chances manalo.
Sa ABC sigurado ka, pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
(32-21) is the count with 6 and 17 remaining in the second quarter. Jay De La Cruz, Camille Clarin, May Reyes bringing you the action inside the PlayTime Cares Center. Yep, you heard it right. Camille Clarin kasama natin ngayon. Still doing basketball, just
From a different
aspect.
perspective.
Yeah.
Just talking about it, not playing.
Not arguing with the referees.
Exactly. It's a little more peaceful, I think.
Yep. But not a peaceful offense for EAC because that Letran defense just all over the place.
But now at least EAC has made the adjustment of running back on D. I think their transition defense was much better right there.
Jimboy looking at the post area. Tapeño, the small guy who can post up. Actually, shot clock an issue. They had to do something. Rosilio did something and he scored.
Saved by the clock. That was a great finish given the time that they had on the shot clock.
Emergency na.
Emergency shot.
13-point lead. Castillo knocked down a long two. They're making their shots but not the break. Actually, EAC, sigurado gusto nila. 3-pointer sana yun. Estrada no.
And still got his own rebound.
There are those players that really have that nose for the basketball.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm the best rebounder, that's for sure. So I give credit to players like that who shot goes up and they're ready to get their own rebound right away.
Napaisip tuloy ako, parang hindi. Either you, Tine, Tinkayabyab.
Shello's a great rebounder. Shello, Angel, Carl Ann, great rebounder.
Pero yung mga humahabol sa bola yun, nawala naman talaga sa pwesto.
Yeah. It's like they have a little magnet.
In the meantime, under 5 minutes to play rather. Again, EAC going quick. They got the bucket. It was a foul.
Way to capitalize on that almost steal against Letran.
There's that recognition that there's that open space.
Yeah, he was able to be his primary defender, get an advantage, give it to the next guy. He was able to create something.
Jude Bagay already with 9 points. Make that 10 for what Randolph Longson would like to call him Jude Ting. The Ting. Lead down to 8. If you're Letran, you are very aware that EAC is well capable of coming back underground. Rosilio, no. Oh,
what a
June.
rebound.
Okay, Haya for the rebound.
He came out of nowhere.
And if you can just see the expression on the face of my partner. How? Diba?
Now back to back for Castillo.
EJ Castillo starting to get his groove. 10 points for EJ Castillo. There's a shade about 4 minutes remaining in the first half. Jimboy Estrada, access denied by Castillo. He will try one more time and he scores.
Seems like Jimboy and Castillo are going at it right now.
Pwedeng umalis muna sila, no? One-on-one muna.
One-on-one. Clear the floor, guys.
Oh, clear the floor, guys. Come on. They're actually looking for Jimboy Loristo. Ayan na. May nagyayari ng kulitan away from play. That's natural.
Natural, especially if the lead's dwindling down a little bit.
And this deserves actually a rebound of the quarter brought to us by Bostik Eleneral All-Purpose Epoxy. I mean, how?
To be able to get that high in the air, land, and then take the shot too? That was impressive.
3:36 remaining. This is where you feel that EAC is just hanging around. We still have 2 more quarters to go. And again, if you're Letran, you have to really keep your guard up, diba?
I think they had the right intention with that play, getting the ball in the paint. Kulang na lang yung finish.
But EAC just got another possession. Joshua Tolentino, no look pass.
Great.
There's the rejection by Jun Roque.
Playing both ends of the floor. It's a way to set the tone. But EAC is doing a good job finding the advantages. I think that's what they need to play to right now. That's their strength, beating the primary defender, especially because Letran is super aggressive, especially even on the screen.
EJ Castillo off the throw-in.
He's on fire.
That is so true. EJ Castillo, 12 points in 6 of 9 shooting.
Very efficient.
on the other side.
Estrada with the answer.
Again, we'll just put this suggestion for the second time.
Clear the floor, guys.
Oo. One-on-one muna sila. Oh, somebody hit hard on the floor. But the shot was no good by EJ Castillo. 11-point Letran advantage. Montesillo in the game for the first time, sending it to Jimboy Estrada.
11 points.
11 points in 11 minutes. And Loristo got rejected. Pero may kasama raw braso, sabi ni referee Harry Santos. One more time. This deserves another Jangnan hot pot. Jimboy Estrada with that 3-point of the quarter. Sa wag kakalimutan, hot pot ba? Jangnan na.
If I'm not mistaken, Estrada is tied for his average right now, 11.
That is correct.
Right? He's averaging 11 in the game. So for him to have that just in the first half, I think is promising for Letran.
And for sure, come the halftime huddle back in the dugout, isusulat na yan sa whiteboard sa dugout, no? Primary things to address. Number 1, Jimboy Estrada.
Number 1, get the ball out of his hands.
Oo. 2 minutes remaining. 13-point advantage. Boy, free throw starting to become an issue as well for the Generals. Flawless back then. There's their first misses from the line. In the meantime, Tapeño underneath. Sending to Bensalida. Interior passing. No good. Tapeño second try. That extra pass went nowhere.
What a steal.
John Sherik alias Jimboy Estrada.
Clean steal too.
Just a smooth finish coming from this night. We have this timeout.
Sa ABC, sigurado ka. Pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Itong part na to.
Okay po.
Swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, subukan mo sa
Playtime! Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun, ha? Swerte sa akin ang Playtime. You're welcome!
Hindi aabot ang data. Nice!
Don't worry! Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now!
101 seconds remaining in the second quarter. 46-31 Letran, and Jimboy Estrada is just a solid force to be reckoned with here.
If you're AAC, you definitely want to get that lead below 10. You want to get some confidence going into the third.
Short-term goal lang, kumbaga. But had some issues with that offense. Off an EAC timeout. And boy, you got this kind of feel for Coach Gerson Cabiltes, who's just pretty silent deep down, just silent on the outside, pero inside.
Raging on the inside. I mean, that's their 13th turnover, so it's very evident that Letran is just capitalizing on their own mistakes.
There's a foul on the screenplay. It's going to be called against Elijah UC. And again, that short-term goal. It's just very similar in boxing that if you close a round pretty strong, diba? You'll have that confidence and you're going to have that perspective that you have the advantage.
Yeah, you'll have that momentum.
And now Coach Gerson Cabiltes slowly showing off that rage. He was warned for a resentment to a non-call. Isa pang reklamo, technical foul yan. EJ Castillo is the one actually keeping EAC afloat here, CC.
Yeah, he's the only one in double digits.
And that's true. But
Oh.
Nakalimutan natin si Jude Bagay.
Jude, my bad,
King.
my bad. Guy.
Jude.
My bad. 12 and 10.
And apparently, Coach Gerson Cabiltes was not yet done.
With the back-to-back.
And there are a lot of tales about that. Coaches, one reason that they get really agitated, they show that rage is perhaps to transfer that fire to their players. Can you attest to
Yes,
that?
maybe. Maybe, but as a player, I prefer my coach to be level-headed. You know, I think you need to demonstrate that you're also in control. Because as a player, if I'm looking to you and you're very agitated, you're yelling, I feel like, oh.
Gusto mo rin calming presence din yung coach mo eh. At nag-uumpisa na ang kulitan.
Interesting. It seems like they want those fouls.
Actually, it's just the third team foul of EAC with 1 minute and 5 remaining. EJ Castillo was the one who was tagged for the foul. And this is actually a sign of EAC really getting it into their defensive game.
Yeah, you're down 15. You need to do something, especially on the defensive end. That's where it's going to start.
And the other team is just about to reach half century mark, diba?
Yeah.
Oh, nice spin
Wow.
move. Extra pass. Salita just missing it. But there's Letran with the recovery. Another issue to address, rebounding.
Letran it's very evident that Letran wants it more on the inside. You see them boxing out. You see them aggressively going after the ball.
And as a result, Doria was tagged for his first foul. That's going to put EAC at the limit. But there's Luis Tapena at the free throw line. Just averaging 6 points, Luis Tapena. But again, you mentioned this with a guy earlier. Just reaching his average. First half pa lang.
Yep, Jim Boy.
2 for 2. 35 seconds remaining. Perhaps the last of the... Oh, another turnover. But there's that hand-to-hand combat for that ball. No whistle was blown. Doria has it to Castillo. Rejected by Buensalida. He partially lost that handle. Almost another rejection. Another block by Buensalida.
Wow. That was a great defensive possession. And they got the ball back.
There's that one denial. There's that second denial. Hindi pa kayo nakontento. Ayan yung pangatlo. Timeout muna tayo. 50-33 Letran.
Sa ABC, sigurado ka. Pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, subukan mo sa...
Playtime. Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis. Swerte sa akin ang Playtime. You're welcome.
Sa ABC, sigurado ka. Pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Plastic and General All-Purpose Epoxy. Palabahan sa kahit anong dikitan.
14 seconds remaining before this timeout. Letran made a fantastic series of stops. You could just imagine what it will do to their confidence if they convert here, CC.
I have a feeling they'll convert. Let's see. I think defense fuels the game. So for them to be super locked in on defense, I think that'll just translate to their offense as well.
No more fouls to give for the Generals.
8 seconds. Let's see.
Montesilio has that basketball. Another extra pass. You see, almost. Muntik maulit yung nangyari in the first quarter.
Same spot and everything.
And boy, Letran, what a surge. in this second quarter. Titing Manalili making it possible for his teammates. Boy, a lot of points coming from Jimboy Estrada, Jun Roque, Luis Tapeño contributing, Puensalida contributing on the defensive end. For EAC, it's just EJ Castillo keeping things afloat for the Generals. But as long as EAC will turn that ball over, these EC2s, it's gonna be really endless for the guys from Intramuros. 50-33, that is our halftime score.
Brothers Burger and Spalding.
Sa ABC sigurado ka, sa dikitan di ka papalya. Sa ABC sigurado ka, pulido ang trabaho di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Itong part na to.
Si Vic Soto na ata ang pinakaswerteng tao sa Pilipinas. Kahit hindi niya alam, kahit hindi niya sinasadya. Swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, subukan mo sa
Playtime. Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Over 2,500 games para maraming chances manalo. Swerte sa akin ng Playtime. You're welcome.
El General All-Purpose Epoxy, palabahan sa kahit anong dikitan.
My future.
Right? What's the plan? I have a plan. The new Smart Junior Plan. Made for me. For only learning, only experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
Sa ABC sigurado ka, sa dikitan di ka papalya. Sa ABC sigurado ka, pulido ang trabaho di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Enjoy high-speed internet with one of Smart's best ever promos. Whether you need big data on a budget or worry-free Unli internet, get these Smart Wi-Fi promos today.
Sa ABC sigurado ka, sa dikitan di ka papalya. Sa ABC sigurado ka, pulido ang trabaho di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
El General All-Purpose Epoxy, palabahan sa kahit anong dikitan.
Sa ABC sigurado ka, sa dikitan di ka papalya. Sa ABC sigurado ka, pulido ang trabaho di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Itong part na to.
Okay po.
swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, subukan mo sa
Playtime. Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun, ha? Swerte sa akin ng Playtime. You're welcome.
Epoxy, palaban sa kahit anong dikitan.
Di abot ang data!
GG bro!
Don't worry! Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi bitin with 10 gig data to power your games plus only Facebook or only TikTok. Load now!
Happy anniversary at TNT! Pangmalawakang coverage. With free data, calls, and texts. At sulit na rewards.
TNT 25 years, tuloy ang sulit saya sa buong bansa.
All-purpose Epoxy and General. Matibay na dikitan. Konkreto, kahoy, bakal. Plastic and General All-Purpose Epoxy, palaban sa kahit anong dikitan.
Sa ABC, sigurado ka. Pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, subukan mo sa...
Playtime. Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis. Swerte sa akin ang Playtime. You're welcome.
Halftime ng laban ng EAC Generals kontra Letran, Knights 50-33 is the count. Pag-usapan muna natin ang mga numero sa halftime hatid sa atin ng ABC Tile Adhesives. Go ahead, CC.
I mean, the glaringly three-point field goals are very apparent right now. 7 for 16 on attempts alone, I think, times 4, right? So AAC definitely needs to try to at least get their attempts up.
So pagdating sa assist naman, naturally, lamang ang Letran because of all the fast break that is happening again off those turnovers.
Yep, the turnovers, we talked about that pre-game. AAC needed to limit their turnovers because Letran is a very good team capitalizing off those turnovers.
One more thing about the three-point shooting. Diyan lumalabas yung the more shots, parang raffle eh. More entries, more chances of winning.
Exactly.
Diba? Ito, more shots, more chances of going in. And it turned out 7 conversions for the Knights of those 3-pointers in the first half. Leading scorers, boy, Jimboy Estrada is just magnificent. Although EJ Castillo, Jude Bagay, scoring for EAC, pero top heavy. Kasi yung kasunod, 3 points na lang si Jello Loristo.
Yeah, they're definitely carrying the weight of the scoring. And if you look at the score sheet, only 6 of their players have actually contributed to the point spread. Whereas Letran, they have 9 players who are contributing. So maybe they don't have people who are in double digits, but everyone's contributing in some way.
So one more thing to add, bench points, a lot of difference. Plus 15 ang Letran nung first half. It's a 17-2 advantage come the bench scoring. Our PusoP.com key matchup so far, Jimbo Estrada is just on a tear in the first half. Samantala, Josh Tolentino, again, from the bench, diba, CC? Kailangan may mag-contribute, although 3 assists off the bench. It's a huge contribution, but again, you'd expect that points to come the second half. Things to address dito pagdating ng second half, primarily, especially for EAC.
Turnovers. 100% turnovers. They need to limit those turnovers because Letran is just capitalizing on it. Letran's doing nothing that special. They're just capitalizing on the mistakes of AAC.
Pagdating naman sa Letran, syempre, just a matter of maintaining whatever you are doing right come the first half. Balikan lang natin team standings just to put a context on everything that we're talking about here. We mentioned this back in the pregame, a real test for EAC. Perhaps, is the pressure there? Pumapasok kaya?
For sure, I think in the latter part of this tournament, they're going to be facing teams with a stronger bench, especially like we see in Letran. So they need to be able to sustain, limit the lead actually, and just get back into it. I think they just need to find the advantages. That's what's been working for them.
Sometimes tinitignan nyo rin yan sa mga players yung schedule nyo, di ba? That long-term schedule that you're just marking your calendar where you're gonna have that stretch, di ba?
Of course.
Second half na tayo. Laban ng Emilio Aguinaldo College Generals versus Colegio de San Juan, the Letran Knights. Jay De La Cruz, Camille Clarin, May Reyes bringing the action. Coming to you from the PlayTime Filoil Center. Again, you're watching the PlayTime Cares Filoil EcoOil 18th Preseason Cup presented to us by ABC Tile Adhesives. Hindi pa tapos si Aaron Bensalida.
Yeah, they're rewarding their big man down low. I mean, you can see he's so aggressive on the defensive end. Right now, even picking up a guard all the way past the three-point line.
Kasama ni Bensalida, Kevin Santos, June Roque, Jimboy Estrada, and Jonathan Manilili. In the meantime, Jacob Shanoda scoring the first 2 points for EAC. Kasama niya, Jude Bagay, Kyle Ochavo, EJ Castillo, at Jerolan Omanda. Somebody sparked that shaded lane.
It's Bensalida.
Natambay.
He wanted that matchup. Just a little too long, though.
You like that for a big man, or you recognize a double team. There's just that eagerness, diba? Just demand for that basketball.
You can't blame them. I know, like, especially in today's game. Especially in today's game, it's very guard heavy. I think it's often the bigs are often overlooked. So when I'm on the court, I do try my best to get them the ball.
It happened on the direct line of sight of referee Harry Santos. By the way, that basket will count for sure for Jonathan Manalili.
Yep.
Pero naging playful lang sila Kevin Santos. Here's that last sequence. Watch out for Jacob Shanoda and Kevin Santos. Alright. Oh, that's Jerolan Umandak. Naghahampasan, nagkukulitan. Jonathan Manilili had the right idea to stop Kevin Santos. Sinabi niya, pare,
chill. Chill. I got the N1. No need.
So there's going to be a bonus free throw coming up for Jonathan Manalili. But there's an unsportsmanlike foul. So 2 free throws for EAC plus ball possession.
So quits lang sila.
Pero yung possession babalik sa EAC. And the referees double-checking all the sequences from all angles. Sigurado na pag-usapan din naman to ng Letran na you don't want to give EAC any sorts of opening to come back, di ba?
Yeah, you don't, especially a team who is so successful in the third quarter. I think this is the chance for them to really lock down that lead and not give EAC a chance to come back.
So here is the bonus free throw on that Jonathan Manalili attempt. Dahil walang nakalinya sa shaded lane kasi may 2 free throws na paparating kay Jerolan Umandak. Pag pumisita ka dito sa venue, nakikita mo rin, nakikipagkulitan din sa Buensalida. Yung mga kalaban din. So these 2 free throws brought to us by ABC Tile Adhesive. Sigurado ka dito. You know, there's one thing that we should tell our viewers over at pusup.com, over our streaming platforms. When you watch the games live, diba, there are a lot of things that you'll be able to see na hindi nyo nakikita sa mga cellphones or sa mga TV screens eh.
Yeah, the little things that the benches do or the coaches be saying to the refs.
Oo.
We're lucky we get the behind the scenes.
Those lovely words that these coaches are telling. Diba? In the meantime, Jude Bagay scores. And if you're EAC, you just want to get every opportunity, every little bit of opening, diba?
Yeah. Yeah, you can't look at it like you're down 16. You just need to do it possession by possession.
After the races, EJ Castillo sending it. A 3-pointer won't work for Jude Bagay. Nauna yung pasa pero nahabol ni Jimboy. Sabi kay Jude Bagay, what crossover, got away, oops. Errant pass, 2-on-1, Castillo. Oh, great defense by Titing Manalili.
Great
Oh!
I mean, the two are definitely carrying right now.
And that is one thing that you want to see with the EAC. Even you're down by double figures, nakikita mo pa rin lahat bumababa sa fast break, lahat tumatakbo. Pero mas gusto mo rin sana makakuha rin ng mga stops eh.
You can score as much, but if you don't stop them, the lead would just stay the same.
That's another foul on Letran that will go against Jonathan Manalili. Just his first though. Pasok, Villarente at si Wilmar Oftana. But before we resume play, Coach Gerson Cabiltes will utilize a timeout. They are down by 16.
Sa ABC, sigurado ka, pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Playtime. Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun, ha? Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Over 2,500 games para maraming chances manalo.
Sa ABC, sigurado ka, pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
7:20 remaining in the third quarter. Still a 16-point margin separating the Generals and the Knights. Second game of our triple header. We still have UST and UP later on. That's going to be a very intriguing play as Wilmar Oftana knocks down a three-pointer. Kanina pa naghanap ng kakampi si Camille Clarin. Mukhang si Wilmar Oftana na yon.
Yes, finally we're seeing somebody contribute on the scoreboard, especially someone who's had a really successful game before this one. It's good to see him slowly get into it.
EAC employing a 2-3 zone. June Roque says, nope, won't work with us. June Roque, to answer your question, CEC, that's his third three-pointer in 5 attempts. Okay.
Okay, efficient.
And 11 points for June Roque. Entering double-digit territory as well. In the meantime, there's Jude Bagay. Bagay at Castillo.
The two names that we've been hearing a lot this game.
60-46.
There you go. Force a turnover.
Tingnan muna natin ito. Cross-court pass leading to that June Roque three-pointer. Boy, you wanted a junk ng hot pot for sure. Sige, pagpatuloy mo yan, that's what you'll get. Basta, huwag makakalimutan. Hot pot na, junk na. For 2 years already, we're handing out GCs to three-point guys. Leading three-pointers.
I wish they did that in UAP.
We'll see about that in the meantime. Yep.
Oh, what was...
Titing Manalili was held down in leading that fast break. That's gonna be an unsportsmanlike foul. I can understand what Jude Bagay is appealing to referee Jonard Garcia. He was claiming that there's a guy ahead because there's that turnover. Nasara doon si Castillo. Pero ang nangyari kasi hinawakan na ni Villarente si Manalili. There's no play whatsoever with the basketball.
Yeah, he didn't even have the ball in his hands. It was way too clear to the refs.
That could be the easiest unsportsmanlike foul.
Yeah, sometimes you can get away with a little tug on the jersey, but in a fast break situation, definitely not.
Nakaunat na yung braso.
Yeah.
Iiwanan ka na. Ba't mo pa hinabol?
Right? Just run back.
Oo. Tapeño pushed out of his position, but he was still back down of Tana. A lot of reaching in happening. And a foul's going to be called against Wilmar of Tana.
EAC needs to be a little more disciplined on the fouls. And they're already 3 fouls with just under 6 minutes to go.
One pass, one shot, no Jun Rock. Every offensive rebound, he was rejected by Aftana. Nevertheless, Letran with the recovery. They have 7 to work with. Rosilio using that screen. Rosilio has to do something. Tough shot, straight but short.
Defense by Omandak for getting a guard out on the perimeter.
I was still on the verge of agreeing with you because they still haven't secured the rebound. I can feel the tension.
Let me hold my thought 1 second.
Ramdam ko nga rin yung tension. I can feel the tension that you're talking about a completed defensive stop but still struggling with the rebound. 62-46, Letran. Approaching the halfway point. Omanda
There
for 3.
you go. It's the second three-pointer, and I think that's all we were asking from halftime. They just need to get their production up. Whether they make it or not, at least getting those looks will give them a little bit of confidence.
Lead down to 13. Gonzalida got away. Short stab. Na baby yung tira. Rebound na kuha ni Gerolano Mandak. Nagmamadali ang EAC, but there's a transition defense of Letran. Omandak fakes that bounce pass for the 3.
A big man with a 3. Don't we love to see it?
Here is EAC.
Just like that, 10 points na lang.
They want to get the unofficial comeback kids title in our premier preseason collegiate tournament.
I mean, after being down by that much, if they're able to come back, I think rightfully so.
For context, this was a 20-point lead earlier.
Halfway, but if there's something Jimboy Estrada has to do about it, then we'll see.
Was Princess Charities. That ball went out of bounds upon hitting that stanchion. In the meantime, with 4:21 to go. Uy, may kwento sa atin si May Reyes. Go ahead, May.
When you talk about realizations for this preseason, Wilmar of Tana said he realized na kailangan niyang sipagan pa. One way he works on that sipag is how he spends his time more on extra drills after their trainings. For Wilmar, seniority comes with greater responsibility indeed, and he wants to power through our match day by displaying that exact veteran skills in our match. And seeing as to how that may translate and pay off in our match already, what do you think, JNCC?
Nangyari tuloy, binati mo kasi si of Tana nag-turnover tuloy. Pero that makes a very good point, right? As Peter Rosilio just pushed away his matchup on that rebound play. Natama nga naman eh. When you come to your veteran years in your school, diba? Everyone will look up to you, diba?
Yes.
You know this so well.
Yes, oh, I know it very well. I think coming from a team that as a freshman, I would just cruise along on game days to being a senior who everybody looked up, everybody needed advice from. I took that responsibility very heavily, and I'm glad because it really made me work hard. I think there's a standard that you need to uphold yourself to, and I think that that's the goal of maybe of Tana for this EAC team.
And perhaps it's a good time. It's a good time. Today's a good time to show it. As they are already starting to claw their way back into this game. Pero sabi ni Luis Tapeño rather, not yet. Just imagine, no? Tinitignan mo rin, you're looking up to April Bernardino nga tinitignan mo nun. Tapos ngayon, ikaw tinitignan nila Shelo Pagdulagan, di ba? In the meantime, EJ Castillo is back in his scoring ways.
Yeah, he was a little quiet this whole quarter, but it's good to see his production coming up. They're going to need him, especially in the fourth.
Look at that post action between
Great
Tapeño and of
defense.
Tana. Just full-blown contact.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. Both teams are in foul trouble, so next one was going to be free throws at the line. It's good to see that discipline. They're not swinging their hands down. They're just walling up, just body to body.
EAC able to produce a stop. Would be wonderful if they will turn it into some points. Nakahawak ng bola si EJ Castillo. Sinagasaan si Montesillo. Nakuha ni Villarente ang bola. Able to get away. That kick out, quite errant. But there's a recovery. Napalakas lang. Inside, no good. Couple of sorry misses.
Yeah, 2 gimmies.
Pababa sana sa siyam eh.
Yeah, they would have finally gotten within single digits.
Omega.
There you go.
There's a turnover.
Those are the stops they need.
Kaya lang, in transition defense sa Letran, nandun rin. Nice recovery by the Knights. But there's a three-pointer. It was all net, but on the wrong side of it, though.
Yeah, that was early. I think he could have waited to set something up. They had 16 on the clock.
In the meantime, Tapeño. Quite creative on that shot. A lot of extra motion on that rebound play. A foul's going to be called on Mark Omega. Penalty ang Letran. May magpi-free throw na taga EAC. So talking about free throws, there's this one game that EAC performed so phenomenal from the free throw line, and they're doing it again in this game.
9 out of 10, 90%. I don't know if our team has ever shot 90% from the free throw line. But it also ties into the fact that of what we mentioned earlier, Letran struggles from the free throw line. I think shooting 60%, they need to get it at least to 70. I feel like that'd be a comfortable number to sit at.
Let's try asking Aris de Maunahan and Patrick Aquino about those numbers. Coach, good
Fun
question
fact,
here.
actually, NU, we may lead most of the statistics, but free throw percentage, we're definitely not there. And just like that, we're within 9 points.
90 seconds remaining. Well, you can just imagine the fourth quarter that we're going to have if EAC just keeps this pace up.
Stops. That's all they need to focus on. All their stops are contributing to their scores. So.
For Letran, though, they have to bring their guard up once again. Not a good three-pointer coming from Sunny Estil. Biglang nag-zona naman kasi ang EAC. Some issues, transition, trying to break down that zone. If you're Letran, in the meantime, EJ Castillo sending it to a teammate.
Great one more.
Of Tanag. Almost! Kung pwede lang bigyan ng punto si ball movement eh.
I know. I mean, that was a great one more possession right there. But with possessions like that, you can't focus on the miss. I mean, you're getting the right shot, so
carry on. Tuloy lang.
Exactly. Just focus on getting the stop.
UC short.
What a rebound.
Will go to the free throw line. Perhaps the missing piece on that EAC defense, getting the rebound.
Yep. Finishing the defensive possession.
That's another rebound of the quarter by Letran. Brought to us by Bostik El General All-Purpose Epoxy.
Especially as the smaller team, EAC needs to be more conscious of actually boxing out and not just jumping up for the rebound. I think Letran definitely is a bigger team than them. The free throws.
Don't worry, we're not talking about free throws. Wala naman tayo mag-jinx dito. Di lang natin alam sa next game. Mamaya. UST UP yun.
Split at the line.
Referee Toti Celeste said, last touch, Letran. Some time remaining on the shot clock once EAC is done with this possession.
Up, last 2 possessions. They need to convert. This would be great if they could convert.
EJ Castillo dancing with Buensalida, spinning against Buensalida, and scoring against Buensalida.
Wow. It's like he saw the next defender but was able to spin right in between them.
Ang sagot ng Letran, Montesillo could not get it. And boy, where are we heading?
We are heading into the fourth quarter with an 8-point lead for Letran.
What a fight back by EAC. They were down by 20 in the same quarter but just persevered enough. Kahit si Jun Roque nakaka-tres pa rin, kahit nakakaputos pa rin si Jimboy Estrada, but guys like Jeralan Umandak who nailed a couple of three-pointers. There's EJ Castillo spinning out of trouble and converting on that beautiful play. Boy, we have a ball game. 66-58 Letran.
Reyes Market, Nature's Spray, Brothers Burger, and Spalding.
Sa ABC, sigurado ka. Pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, subukan mo sa...
Playtime. Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis. Swerte sa akin ang Playtime. You're welcome.
Bakal! Plastic, El General All-Purpose Epoxy. Palabahan sa kahit anong dikitan.
Hindi aabot ang data! Nice!
Don't worry! The Only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus Only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now!
Sa ABC, sigurado ka. Pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Fourth quarter about to go underway. Jade De La Cruz, Camille Clarin, May Reyes. In Camille Clarin's debut, we have a matchup here. And we just gotta wonder, where are we about to head?
The fourth quarter, where everything matters. I mean, this is where either teams are going to rise up, like we just see.
Wala namang extra 5 minutes.
We'll see.
Nalalaman natin yan. Pero ang gandang pag-umpisa ng EAC dito in this play. Give and go. Try to... just avoiding that double team, di ba?
The give and go is such a simple play and often underrated. I think a lot of people, as soon as their man gives up the ball, they have a tendency to lay off. So Oftana was able to take advantage of it. Not necessarily the free throw, though.
Look at that, CC. Just a 2-possession game. Buensalida looking for it at the post area. Nice denial by Umandak. They go to the other side. Manalili versus Villarente. Nice no-look pass. Tapeño overcooking that reverse layup.
What's nice about Letran's offense, they always have someone in the gap.
And they have guys who can thread that.
Yep, they can thread that needle. Very talented passers who are able to see that.
Manalili just pushing off that screenplay because he wanted to attack. Di nga lang pumasok. Still with the recovery. Thought about the three. He had that shot though, but he opted to go inside. Still a sorry miss, and there's that whack by Jude Bagay. Immediately apologizing to Buensalida. Pare, all good tayo pare.
All good. It wasn't in the face. It's all good.
But everyone inside the Playtime Cares Center just saw that whack.
That was an easy call for the ref. Oh, 2 sorry misses, but I mean he's attacking. And then Lee still needs to be aggressive, especially only up by 6.
Pero kung titignan mo dito yung mga numero, Jonathan Manaliti, if you're quite used to him getting a lot of numbers, just averaging 9.7 points per game and 7 assists. Actually, in this game, he has 7 points and 4 assists.
Yeah.
Just a minute gone by. Baseline throw in. Pep. Gustong gawin yung Jimboy Estrada, ibalik kagad sa inbounder. There's a back door. Kevin Santos with the finish. Ganun talaga mangyayari pag lahat concentrated sa strong side, nobody's on the weak side eh.
Yep. They're not bumping the bigs early enough.
Omanda, he had a couple of threes earlier. That's off to the left.
Good hustle.
For the rebound. EAC got it. Bagay attacking. Lot of contact. No whistle was blown. And the play goes on. Lead pass. Napalakas. Pero nakuha pa rin ni Jun Roque. And wait.
Slow it down, guys.
No need to hurry. Post action. Talsik ang kalaban ni Jun Roque. Offensive foul na tawag kay Jun Roque. Pero may kwenta sa atin si May Reyes. Go ahead, May.
As the team captain of the EAC Generals, Joshua Tolentino definitely leads by words and example. He said he's very vocal to his teammates, guiding them whenever and wherever. Another thing Joshua told me earlier is that he thinks the team is sort of the underdogs this preseason. They don't have a go-to or star player, nor does he think they need one. In Joshua's words, lahat kami role players. He knows they can all contribute equally, and so let's see if we'll witness more of that unity in this last quarter. Now back to you, Jay and CC.
Perfectly said, May Reyes, because Josh Tolentino, he might not be scoring, but he just got his 4th assist that turned into an EJ Castillo 3-pointer. May sagot ka agad si Jimbo Estrada.
I think it's a very special skill to be able to contribute on the court without scoring, without having to get the ball in the hoop. I think a lot of players kind of get their confidence from the shot, but if you're able to do it in other ways, you can stay on the floor even without a score.
We all thought that nobody's gonna call for a foul in that sequence. Pag wala pang tumawag doon, baka magreklamo yung partner ko dito. Awatin ko lang. Sandali. 3-pointer ni EJ Castillo. Jangnan hotpot yan. Aba, 3-pointer of the quarter. Hatid sa atin ng Jangnan hotpot. Basta hotpot, Jangnan na. Ma-action na kasi nangyari dun sa post play na yun eh. Baka mami, pag di pa sila pumito, ikaw na sumigaw ng foul dyan eh. Awatin lang kita. Samantala, free throws natin hatid sa atin ng ABC Tile Adhesive. Sigurado ka dito.
After talking about how good they've been at the free throw line, it seems like we may have jinxed them just a little bit.
11 of 14.
Still high number.
Isa pa.
Still high percentage. Oh yeah.
Let's stop.
Yeah. No more.
Oh. Nevertheless, EAC on the right path perhaps. They're just trailing by 7 from as high as 20. Ang dami pang basketball na natitira dito. Santos to Buensalida against Geraldine Umanda. Ayan ang Buensalida just not converting on those point-blank shots. It's a reach-in foul on Jimboy. CC issue to.
I was gonna say 4 fouls already. And a team like EAC who usually capitalizes on free throws. This could be touchy waters for Letran.
If you're Letran, bawal na fumaul.
Good one more.
Tolentino off to the left. Sino ang nakakapit? Taga EAC raw ang nakakapit. That's gonna be a holding foul on Jude Bagay. Isa pa tong EAC. Gustong humabol. $70-63. Jimboy to Titing. Down low to Kevin. Pinaparipo si Kevin. Pero binigay kay Buensalida. No good at that keyhole jumper. Nice way to break that zone defense. That big man will pop out.
Get it in the middle.
Foul na yun. Alam mo to eh. Naka-straight up ka nga, pero yung katawan mo naman.
You have a little sway of the hips, a little bump. Sure, your hands are up, but was your body? I'm not sure. There you go.
See what happens when you're not talking about free throws.
We were just talking about the foul, the body position.
6-point game. 6 minutes remaining. Again, for context, this was a 20-point affair. At 5 na lang to.
5 points. 6 minutes left. Letran is also in bonus now, so seems like things are working out in AX's favor right now.
Oh, nice pass.
Simple. Letran was trying to make it a little too complicated these last couple minutes. I think they just need to go back to their basics.
Somehow, EAC defense caught off guard. Ayaw na maulit yun. Nila Coach Gerson Cabiltes. Josh Tolentino going hard. That shot was rejected by Kevin Santos. And Letran wisely slowing things down. Inside. Ay, nagchacha si Titing Manalili. Just couple of extra steps on that attack. There's that stop EAC is looking for. And he'll try to convert. 5 and 14. Omandak, way out. Able to fend off when Salida, open 3, got it in!
And we have a ball game down 4 only.
Gerald Omandak, his third three-pointer, all of it coming in the second half. What a time for it to come. What would be Jim Boy's answer? He's up against EJ Castillo. Jim Boy, step through, extra pass. Jun Roque, all air. Rebound, EJ Castillo.
Push the ball.
Gotta listen to
go.
CC. Pero nandun transition defense.
Yeah.
There's Kaya coming off the baseline. Decided to attack. Extra pass outside. Tolentino send it back to the corner. The 3. No! And Letran, again, they will slow things down.
Yeah, I think they've been playing to the pace of AAC. That's why they haven't been as effective. But they know how to break a zone.
Jimboy thinking of a 3. They need to attack because shot clock says they only have 5 seconds and there's going to be a foul. 14 foul pa lang yan na EAC. Last foul to give of the Generals. 4 minutes remaining in this ball game. Jimboy versus Castillo. Oh! Alam mo, nangyayari na yung one-on-one na nire-request natin kanina.
Yep. I think Letran's been super effective moving the ball. So, of course, coming down to the stretch, somebody needs to take over. But I think they'll be much more effective and it'll come easier if they're just moving the ball more.
Jimboy at the line, just missing that first free throw. Jimboy is the one actually leading all Letran scorers with 16. 16 points and 54% clip so far. Free throws, wag mo natin tignan. Kasi 2 of 5 pa siya. Ayun, 3 of 6. Still 50% from the line. Under 4 minutes to play. Napapaisip si Camille Clarin. Sige, play goes on lang tayo. Here's EJ Castillo. Fending off the double team. Tolentino attacking. The extra pass. Omandak for 3. Oh, off to the left. Rebound Letran and they want to push the pace. 2-on-1. Jun Roque with a conversion.
What a take.
3 and 24. Tolentino lost the ball again. Jun Roque is gone. And naturally, Coach Gerson Cabiltes will call a timeout. Fast break of the game brought to us by ABC Tile Adhesive. Siguradong sigurado si Jun Roque. Timeout EAC.
Sa ABC ABC, sigurado ka. Pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, subukan mo sa...
Playtime. Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Swerte sa akin ang Playtime. You're welcome.
Ang boxing, El General. Matibay na dikitan. Konkreto, kahoy, bakal.
Plastic, El General All-Purpose Epoxy. Palabahan sa kahit anong dikitan.
Sa ABC, sigurado ka. Pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
3 minutes and 12 seconds remaining. You know the thing, CC? It's not gonna get easier for the Generals starting today because they have Letran today. They will have Mapua on Thursday. Reaction mo, no? Quite scary, di ba? And they will have JRU come Saturday. It's gonna be a busy week for the Generals. It's quite a stretch, especially in JRU. Again, another interesting matchup dahil JRU rebuilding mode sila. With their homegrown former NCAA MVP coach Nani Epondulan. Ito naman Letran, perhaps their character got tested here. They were leading by 20 earlier. EAC just came close within 4. Diba? And there they are, able to make a 5-0 run until EJ Castillo made that free throw. Ang Letran naman, they will have Perpetual Help on Thursday, Arellano on Saturday. busy yung magkabilang kuponan na to this week. And you're sure aware of that kind of, on those kind of stretches, di ba?
Of course, the UAP schedule is just like that.
Still a 7-point game. All is not lost for the Generals, actually. 2.5 remaining. They're able to produce a stop. It will do a lot of wonders. But there's Manalili. No good at that elbow jumper rebound by EAC. Yep.
Time is not on their side, but they definitely don't want to be rushing because them rushing usually leads to a turnover.
Siguro 2 perfect possessions, eh, no?
Yep.
Mag-iiba yung complexion ng laro na to. They can start with this, a perfect possession na nag-traveling nga lang. Kasasabi pa lang natin. Pero nandun din yung tendency na mag-overthink ka kung mga gagawin mo.
You see 2 minutes on the clock, you're like, do I need to rush? Do I need to get a score right away? Because 7 points seems a little daunting with 2 minutes. But if you just do it possession by possession, that's 3 possessions, right?
Final 2 minutes brought to us by ABC Tile Adhesive. Manalili for 3. No. Nagmimitis ang Letran. It's like EAC being handed the keys to the door. Omanda. No. Manalili nagmamadali. Nice extra pass. Omega with the fake and the 2 points.
Great fake. I think they've been in penalty for almost 4 or 5 minutes, but they really haven't taken advantage of it. I think AYAC needs to get, of course, the threes are what got them back in the game, but they definitely need to get it in the paint and draw those fouls.
That's a very good point. Letran able to stay away from fouls, actually back in the 6-minute mark. And they're able to produce a stop. So there's also that factor that a team knowing how to finish, that doing all the right things come end game.
I mean, that's when you're going to see who's ready. I mean, the way that they practice is definitely going to show in the last 2 minutes of the game. Because it's not so much about system, it's more about who's going to make less mistakes, right?
Especially with Letran, able to build a 20-point lead. Jimboy Estrada could not put the finishing touches, but they're again doing the right things. It may not be as deadly as baskets, as point conversions, but those offensive rebounds
Second
like
chance points.
that, yes, it's equally heartbreaking. And the turnover, and there's the conversion. And Coach Gerson Cabiltes will try to salvage something with 17.4 seconds remaining. We have this timeout.
Sa ABC, sigurado ka, pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, subukan mo sa
Playtime. Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis. Swerte sa akin ang Playtime. You're welcome.
Hindi umuulan.
Di ba tayo makakabenta?
Yes!
Don't worry! Be unleashed with Smart's Power All 99. Hindi bitin ang benta with only TikTok or Facebook plus 10 gig data and more. Load now!
"17 seconds remaining. EAC will try to map out the play kasi point differential factor pa rin to. High probability that EAC and Letran looking forward, may pag-asang magtayo ito sa team standings.
Okay.
And
Yeah, so every point counts. Play to the buzzer.
that is correct. And there's that conversion coming from Villarente. And EAC will just try to avoid Letran from scoring another point. Looks like a 9-point differential will be enough. It may factor in come the end of the tournament. Again, pag nagtabla-tabla ito. Nevertheless, a test of character for the Knights, fending off that EAC comeback.
Yeah, I mean, the game did get close. It was a little unfortunate that AAC crumbled towards the end, but they definitely put up a good fight. I think the lead was just a little too much to come back from.
That is true. It was a 20-point game earlier. EAC came within 4 and pagdating ng ending, ayan ang ating final score, 81-72. The Knights prevailing over the Generals. Nahirapang mamili ng player of the game si Camille Clarin, but ultimately it ended up with that guy. With just launch after launch. Diba? Had a good start, Jun Roque leading fast breaks and converting on those titing manalili passes, Jun Roque. Total game actually, ang ating ABC Tile Adhesive heavy-duty player of the game. Look at those numbers.
Almost a double-double. I think he, especially in the beginning, his shots were falling, but he didn't necessarily settle.
Yep.
He was able to get it on fast breaks. He was able to get points in the paint, rebounds.
Diba? Just like those plays they're seeing right now, brought to us by Smart Power All 99. Get only Facebook or TikTok plus 10 gigabytes data and only calls and texts for 7 days. Load now. Credits to EJ Castillo and Jude Bagay for just keeping EAC afloat. But when you have Jun Roque, who shot 3 of 5 from 3-point area, you have Jimboy Estrada, his usual numbers. Then you have Jonathan Manalili with his fantastic playmaking and rebounding, 7 rebounds and 4 assists for the kid. Boy, my goodness, Letran, it's just it's just hard to stop in this ball game, especially those numbers brought to us by Bostic El General All-Purpose Epoxy. My goodness, look at those bench numbers.
It's interesting, right? AX still technically had a better field goal percentage with them, but Letran, a volume team, and it definitely went in their favor. And the 40 bench points, that was glaring.
Yan yung sinasabi mo kanina ng halftime. More shots, more chances of making a basket. Yung ating key matchup, Usubi.com key matchup, Joshua Tolentino just concentrated on playmaking with those 4 assists, scoreless for the first time in this tournament, itong si Joshua Tolentino, Jimboy Estrada, usual na yung 17%. He actually surpassed his averages, di ba, no first half?
Yeah, first half pa lang, he was already at 11 points. And I also didn't feel like he was forcing anything as much, which is nice to see.
Boy, what a debut for you, Camille Clarin, di ba? And apparently, you're not yet done. You're gonna be staying here for this UST-UP matchup. Ang makakasama naman ni Camille Clarin at ni May Reyes mamaya si Benji Santiago. But for now, that's gonna do it for this matchup. Please stand by dahil meron pa tayong UST-UP matchup. This is the PlayTime Cares Filoil EcoOil 18th Preseason Cup presented to us by ABC Tile Adhesive.
Happy anniversary at TNT! Pangmalawakang coverage. With free data, calls, and texts. At sulit na rewards.
TNT 20